getting word now that Mayor Turner is going to join us live real quick. Keith, stay where you are, though, because we do want to check back in with you. But Mayor Turner, can you hear us? We believe that you are joining us via a Zoom call. What are you telling people in the city of Houston right now? What are you being made aware of that we may not know about? Well, let's see if we can work out our audio issues here. Mayor Turner, stand by for us. Help me out in the control room. Can we get the
Can you hear me now?
We can hear you now.
There
Go ahead,
you are.
sir.
Okay. The amount of rain is decreasing from the earlier part of the evening, which is a good sign. So things are starting to flatten out. Where Keith is now, right behind those buildings, is Keegan's Bayou. And Keegan's Bayou is the one bayou where the water has come out of its banks. And that's the primary reason why you're seeing that water right there at West Belfort and 59. We're watching very closely that Willow Waterhouse area, which is the Westbury community. And so hopefully the water can stay within its banks there. There's some street flooding, but we're not getting any reports other than one called to 311 about structural flooding. So we think things the rainfall will lessen between now and let's say 5:30, 6 o'clock in the morning. And then we have to watch these additional rain bands that will be coming in the area, possibly trailing over the same area in Southwest Houston. So hopefully it won't, let's say, increase the amount of rainfall where the water will be coming out of its bank. So we're going to be in this situation for the next 24 hours. So we just have to be very weather alert, weather aware, and please do not drive through the rain, through that water. You don't know how deep it is. Better to turn around than to get stalled or to drown in it. So don't drive through water. And if you don't have to be out at night, please get off the road and be safe at home.
Mayor Turner, you've been through these things far too many times,
Yeah.
I know. As you know, these storms are so unpredictable. They can move one way and then change course.
Yes.
So tell me about the things that you and your office and Harris County is doing to prepare for overnight and tomorrow.
In fact, I just got off the phone talking with Judge Hidalgo. She's at TransStar, and I'm over here at OEM with my team. Every storm is different. This is a tropical storm. It's not a hurricane, but nonetheless, this is going to be a rainy event and not so much a windy event. And these bands will come in. They'll come and go until this storm makes this turn and go east and clears our area. We just have to be very much weather alert. What's further hampering our efforts is because you have the storm surge along the Texas coast. That is slowing down the water leaving the bayous and getting out into the Gulf. And so until conditions improve, let's say tomorrow night, going into Wednesday, we're just going to have to watch conditions very carefully. Hopefully these rain bands will give us a break. But if these rain bands come in and let's say they start dropping 2 to 3 inches of rain in an hour over the same area, then it can cause some of these the water to exceed these bayous, and then you can have street flooding, and in some cases you can have structural flooding. It seems as though tonight we're going to fare okay in terms of the structural flooding, and then we'll just have to go through all of this again starting in the morning.
Mayor Turner, you say tonight it appears that we're going to fare okay, but as you look at the radar, and our chief meteorologist Frank Billingsley is predicting that these basically kind of these training showers, one behind another. Talk to us about your concerns moving forward over the next 24 hours.
Well, the concern is that right now you have, like, Keegan has exceeded the waters outside of its banks. In terms of Brace Bayou, things are kind of high. We're taking a look. We're being very mindful of what's happening at Willow Waterhouse. And so we're hoping that we'll get a break between now, for example, and in the morning around 6 o'clock, and the water will start to recede a little bit. And then we'll have to go through this process all over again. This storm, until it clears, we're going to be dealing with one rain band after another. And the question is, how much do we get from each one of these rain bands, whether or not we're going to have a break in between, whether or not the system will move out such that the water can clear these bayous and go into the Gulf. It's a tropical storm, and it's a rain event. And it just depends on how much rain we get in a short period of time, and whether or not we're going to have enough room in between the bands for the water to recede. We'll just have to allow Mother Nature to run its course. In the meantime, we simply have to be very weather aware, weather alert, and stay off the roads where possible, especially at night when it's very difficult to see just how deep that water is.
Okay, Mayor Turner, I assume you're in touch with Jeff Lindner and
Yes.
and finding out about the bayous. And you talked about Keegan's, and you mentioned that for the most part our bayous are doing okay, and he
Yes.
concurs with that as well.
Yeah, we on the south side of town, southwest. That's where the conditions are the most precarious. In the other parts of the city of Houston, on the north side, we're relatively fine. These bands are coming in from the coast, and in many cases they're kind of going southwest down Pearland area, Sugarland area, and then over southwest and dropping that water. So between now and in the morning, say 5:30. We think that they will continue to trail way to our south. Then the rain bands may break away and then start coming back north, coming back into the Houston area. That's when we'll have to watch the situation very, very carefully. And so I would say starting again, let's say 5 o'clock in the morning, 6, 7, all throughout the day tomorrow. We have to be very, very watchful of the conditions and see how much rain is falling over what period of time and over what area. So we'll be in this situation for a while until we get to Wednesday and the situation starting to get better.
Yep, as we always hope for these things to pick up speed and to get on out of here. The worst thing is always a stalled storm. So we have our fingers crossed. We appreciate your time with us tonight. Chris, I think you have one more question.
Mayor Turner, before you go, we know that you are joining us live from the OEM. For our viewers, that's
Right.
the Office of Emergency Management. Kind of
Right.
peel back the curtain, if you will. Tell us who goes into that room with you? What exactly are you guys doing? Are you monitoring the radar? Who are you speaking with? Kind of walk us through what you do there tonight.
All of the above. We've got representatives from about 23 departments that are here. Chief Pena's here, people from HPD. Kara Haddock, Director of Public Works, is with me. We've got my whole command staff. Chief Bunick, who's the chief of the Office of Emergency Management, is here. So we've got the whole team. We've got our radar screens, and so we can look at almost every bayou throughout the city of Houston. We're constantly in contact with the National Weather Service, getting up-to-date reports. We're in constant communication with the county, with those who are at TransStar. And so it's a very coordinated effort. We recognize that these storms can change on a dime. Quite frankly, conditions can change in a hurry. And so we are in constant communication, and we've got our communications teams here, because what's important is providing people with information, accurate information in real time, as quickly as we can get it out there, so people can respond accordingly. What we don't want to see is, for example, people to be at their homes thinking everything is fine, and all of a sudden they look up and water is coming into their homes. And so we kind of look and see where the bayous are. We're talking to all of the National Weather Service people to kind of get some idea of how much rain is being carried in each one of these rain bands and where they're going, how much that they will drop. And then based on that, we try to alert people as to what the conditions are on the ground. We also have our firefighters, police officers, and people from Public Works out in many of these bayous to put their eyes on the systems in real time.
Mayor, as we're listening to you, we have an image of you in a box and another image, which is a live shot of what's going on. And of course, we're seeing flooded water, but we're also seeing a group of people sort of wading in it and swimming in it. Talk about the dangers of that. I mean, that is risky behavior.
Well, it's risky behavior. Number one, you don't know what's in those waters. That's number one. Bear in mind that now we're dealing with these weather systems in the midst of COVID-19. Okay, so you have to still be mindful of that. The virus hasn't gone anywhere just because Tropical Storm Beta is in the area. I saw some of the cars at West Belford for 59 driving through high water and then, having to back up and then turn around. That's something you don't want to do. I'm going to assume those people are not from Houston because Houstonians know that we don't drive through water like that. We turn around, we don't drown, we don't get stalled, especially at nighttime when you're not able to see. So let me just say the best thing that you can do in this situation is to exercise the greatest degree of caution, especially at nighttime. If you don't have to be out there on the roads, don't be on the roads. Stay home, be safe. Let us kind of watch the things for you. But just exercise caution. Exercise good, basic, common sense. And these weather conditions can change very quickly. Rain can fall very, very quickly. The water can come out the bayous very quickly, and before you know it, the water is out of the bayous. And just like on West Belford, it can quickly be in the streets, if not in people's homes.
That's right. Mayor, I know you have a lot of work to do tonight. Before we say goodbye, just quickly, have there been any high water rescues in terms of vehicles? I know you said there was only one structure that flooded, but we're seeing a lot of cars flooded.
Right. I've gotten a report, I think, from HPD. The last report I got was about 16 or so. It could be, and that was about an hour or so ago. So it could be more than that at this point in time. And again, it's another reminder that you think your car can get through that water, but in many cases it simply cannot. And then, our police officers, firefighters, first responders, and others would have to come and do the rescue. So, those are things that are avoidable. Unless you just have to be out there, especially between now and in the morning, don't get out there, especially in the southern part of Houston, Harris County, and Southwest Houston. If you don't have to be on the road, please don't be. Help us out and just stay at home and be safe.
Great words of advice. Houston Mayor Sylvester Turner live via Zoom from Harris County Office of Emergency Management. Thank you for being with us tonight.
Be safe, okay?
Thank you.
You too.